On a cold, stormy night, the small village of Westbrook was drowning in torrential rain. The roads had become rivers, and the once quiet town was now filled with the deafening roar of the storm. Inside the local inn, a man named Thomas sat by the fire, his weary eyes tired from a long day's travel. Suddenly, a frantic knock at the door startled him. When he opened it, a trembling woman stood before him, cradling a baby wrapped in a thin blanket. "They've taken him! The floodwaters! They swept him away!" she cried, her voice breaking. Without hesitation, Thomas grabbed his coat and followed her. The baby had been carried away by the fast-rising waters of the nearby river. The woman's desperate eyes pleaded for help, and without a second thought, Thomas plunged into the rain-soaked night. The river was furious, its currents ripping and pulling at anything in their path. The water reached his chest, and with every step, Thomas felt the danger closing in. He spotted the baby's tiny form, floating, barely above the surface. With a surge of determination, he reached out and grabbed the child, cradling it close. But the current was stronger now. It dragged at his legs, and the cold seared through his body. His muscles screamed for release, but he couldn't stop. The baby's life was in his hands. Finally, with one final push of strength, he made it to the shore. Gasping for breath, Thomas placed the baby in the woman's arms. She wept with relief, her hands shaking as she clutched her child. "You saved him," she whispered. But Thomas could only nod, knowing that in that moment he had risked everything, not just for a life, but for hope itself.